Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Midwest Speedfest Runner Spotlight. Hi, I'm Newt. I do these, and I hope everybody's doing well today. Thank you for the sub, Marlon. I appreciate it. Thank you for the sub, me. I appreciate it. I'm joined today by the ever so lovely Amber. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing
Understandable.
understandable. I hope everybody in chat is doing all right in these times. Ooh, I got my government money today, which is
Yo,
pretty
same
hype.
actually.
It's a good time. Sikinar. Amber is the loveliest. Ew. Gross.
He's
Hi,
literally
Zeke.
like 5 feet away from me.
I hope you're doing well too. Yeah, so there's nothing really else going on announcement wise yet. Midwest or Mid-Spring Speed Fling is happening in a couple of weeks, May 1st through 3rd. Stay tuned. It's going to be awesome. I'll talk more about that a little bit later. Other than that, hey, this episode is about you.
What's up? It's about me.
It is.
Yeah.
I've
never done one of these before.
You've never done?
No.
Hey, but you do have your own podcast.
God,
kind of.
We
You need to do more episodes, by the way. I've been waiting.
So, yeah. For those who don't know, me and Zeke, my boyfriend, Sikinar, in chat, we have a podcast. We have one episode out, and it came out at the very, very tail end of last year. And we're supposed to release release new episodes every Thursday. Episode 2 is in development. It's gonna be a big one though. It's gonna be good.
Okay, can't wait to see it. I've got the
Eventually,
notifications
I promise. Eventually,
soon.
The biggest thing, actually, like legitimately, one of the reasons why I haven't been pestering Zeke about recording it so much is because I've been super lazy about trying to find a distributor for getting it on like Spotify and other podcast services. But once I get that, episode 2 will be shortly after.
Oh, awesome.
Once I stop being lazy.
So you're like actually taking real steps for it. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, it's not just going to be a YouTube thing.
Hell yeah, I love it. I can't wait to see that. Yep, we got some tea. We've got some Diet
I guess
Coke.
I should probably like say what the podcast is about.
Yeah, do it. Plug it.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose let's go for the plug. So the podcast is called We Hope You Like It. You can find us on Twitter at WHYLI cast, Wiley cast. It's a podcast about content, about media, films, YouTube videos, games, books, you name it. If it's content, we'll try to cover it in some way. It's stuff that we like, and more importantly, the reasons why we think that they're good. We got one episode out right now. If you've ever listened to any podcasts by the McElroys, we have a little bit of that energy, but we're not them. I'll be honest, we're not them.
It's still a really, really cool podcast.
It's fun. We talk about fun stuff.
Yeah,
there will be more.
Definitely, if any of you haven't checked it out yet, you should. It's a lot of fun, and it's nice just to. I always have trouble like going out of my own way to find things like different media, whether that be like music, movies, that sort of stuff. So it's really awesome to have, some awesome people there to sort of talk about a bunch of different stuff that they like.
Yeah, hopefully it will inspire other people to check out the things that we like. And the podcast name kind of speaks for itself. We hope you like it. We're recommending things, and we hope you like it.
Yeah, we do like it. Hey, Big Law out there. Oh, by the way, for everybody in chat, if you have any questions along the way, just yell them out at any moment. That's we'll try to get to them as much as possible. But let's throw some structure into this episode. How about So the reason why any of us are here right now is because of speedrunning related
Yeah, I would say.
shenanigans. And I was curious about what your speedrun history sort of looked like. What got you involved in speedrunning?
Okay, so my speedrunning history started like I feel like most people, it starts with games done quick from watching a YouTube VOD or catching it live on Twitch. For me, it was a YouTube VOD. I was looking at videos about my favorite game at the time, still my favorite game, but it might not be for much longer, Bastion.
Mm,
And I saw a YouTube video of Vooligins run at like AGDQ 2014, I want to say.
that sounds about
And
right.
this was when I was a junior in high school, so it would have been towards the tail end of 2014.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, from there I caught the next one live on Twitch, and from there I really latched onto the Monkey Ball speedruns, and that kind of got me into Twitch. And then from getting into Twitch, I kind of got into just like the general speedrunning communities. And eventually I decided that I wanted to run a game. And the game that I decided that I wanted to speedrun as like my first speed game was Super Mario Galaxy for the Nintendo
Oh,
Wii.
really? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that was my plan as like my first speed game, but I didn't know how to run it, so I needed to learn it. And I also still like had this like desire to stream for some reason because it was a Twitch thing. And now at this point I am a freshman in college, right out of high school.
Okay.
Um, and I decided that I need to like find something that I can stream while I learn Galaxy, because I was dead set on streaming and I was dead set on Galaxy, and for whatever reason I wanted to do them both at the same time.
Hmm. Okay.
And so the game that I decided to do to play on stream while I learned Galaxy off stream was Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U. And I never learned Galaxy ever. That never happened.
Long story short, Mario Kart just sort of sucked you in.
Yep, and I never left. And then it came out on Switch, and I switched over to the Switch, and I switched from 150cc to 200cc, and I found way more success in that. And it's been a blast. Mario Kart is so fun.
You want to talk a little bit
When is
about Mario Kart?
Galaxy is eventually. I'm learning it right now, kind of. Like
Oh,
I'm
you
actually
are.
trying to learn it now. It only took me 5 years. Why do they call it oven when you oven the cold food? About how to eat the food, nobody knows.
It's life's great mystery. Galaxy. That's amazing. I didn't know that you were had initially thought to run Galaxy.
Yep. Because one of the first streamer speedrunner personalities that I latched onto as a viewer was Pants. And
Oh,
this
okay.
was this was this was
Yeah.
2015, end of 2015, start of 2016 Pants, where like all he did was Galaxy.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I see that. It's awesome. Wait,
I'm
I'm
wearing
wearing
pants right
pants
now.
right now.
Whoa.
Pants. Um so do you want to talk a little bit about Mario Kart 8 then? If any of you didn't know, Amber runs mainly Mario Kart 8. Amber ran Mario Kart 8 at Midwinter, which is why we're having
At
this.
Midfall.
And Midfall, yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you did.
Same category.
Yeah,
Same
bonus
category.
tracks for
Yeah.
both ones.
Same category. Yeah.
Um, but you weren't the world record holder when you did it at Midfall.
Very true. Very true.
So you want to talk about sort of your journey with bonus tracks? That's sort of like a more recent
Oh gosh.
experience.
Sure. Sure. So for those of you who don't know, I speedrun Mario Kart specifically on 200cc, which is the fastest speed setting, and with no items, so it's much less RNG heavy. It turns the game into a bit of a grind. Um, I won't deny that. Uh, but when I started doing Mario Kart 8, it was kind of I was kind of just kind of bouncing around and just playing all the tracks and kind of doing 48 track runs that were kind of terrible, and I didn't really know what I was doing. And eventually I latched onto bonus tracks, and I think the reason why I did is people eventually gravitate towards one of the sets of 16.
Mm-hmm.
And the set that I chose was bonus tracks. It has really really fun skips that are really really satisfying to pull off, and it was the set that I felt rewarded good play the most.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I was just addicted to it, and I still am. And so I play bonus tracks pretty much exclusively. I go on these like binges where I'll play nothing but those 16 tracks for like 2-3 months at a time, and then I'll spend like maybe a month and a half going through like the other 32 and doing all track runs. Then I'll spend like no time on them and just like devote all my time to bonus tracks. And it was like a really slow grind at first. Like my time for a really long time was in like the mid 28 minute, like a 28:40, and then like a 28:32. And at the time, Aeon Frodo, I don't know if everybody knows who Aeon Frodo is, but I feel like she's a fairly common name in speedrunning community at this
Yeah.
point. She also ran bonus tracks in Mario Kart in general. And so the two of us had like this friendly competition. Neither of us were at the top of the top, but we were both at this point where we could kind of bounce back and forth and have this little
Yeah.
competition. And in the span of like a week, the two of us each got like 4 or 5 PBs and just bopped each other by like a second at a
Wow.
time. And it was really, really
That's
fun.
great.
She ended up winning. She ended up winning that race, but I kept going, and I don't actually know if she's PB'd in bonus tracks since that little bout.
Ooh.
I hope she has. I really hope she has.
Yeah. Oh,
And
speaking
then
of great Mario Kart
from
runners.
there, after that, I just kind of got better at the game slowly over time. Like my lines got better. I started falling off the track less. And the next big goal for bonus tracks for me was sub 28 minutes.
Yeah.
Getting sub 28 minutes. At the time there were only 5 people who had gotten a sub 28-minute run,
Hmm.
and my PB was a 28:11, and then it was a 28:07, and then it was a 28:04,
Oh my god.
and then it was a 27:59. I think it was actually just a 59. I don't remember for certain. I'd have to go look on my YouTube channel or something. I don't even know if it's there anymore. Uh, but I got that. Where would it be? Here it is. 27:57. And that was 9 months ago.
Okay. Yeah.
And then from there, it's just been learning the tracks better, new skips. The biggest thing that's been happening for Mario Kart for no items and for 200cc in general is just more information is being given to speedrunners because time trialers are
Mm.
starting to notice us and
Yeah.
starting to like do their own runs. Not interestingly, like no time trialers want to run bonus tracks, probably because it's really inconsistent. Um,
Hmm.
but 32 tracks, all tracks, sometimes nitro and retro a lot. Just like slowly, the speedrunning community in Mario Kart and the time trial community in Mario Kart kind of started to get to know each other a little bit better, and strats started being shared, and the times slowly were lowered. And I went from a 27:57. Eventually, I got a 27:50, and then a 27:47,
Okay.
which was 2 seconds off of Draco, and then a 27:46,
Yep.
and then a 27:43, and I got it. And that was
It's just
a month ago.
yeah, a
That
month
was about
ago.
right around a month ago. And I lowered it again on April 1st,
Nice.
by 2 seconds to a 27:41, and that is where the record is right now. But I know for a fact that there are people who can get a time in the 2017s. I know people. I could
Wow.
I could I could name names, but I don't want to for the sake of just not doing that.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of time trialers who are significantly better than me who do not want to speedrun Mario Kart. They just don't want
Mm-hmm.
to put in an RTA time. And I can understand that. Speedrunning and time trialing are very, very different things.
Very, yeah.
So a lot of time trialers who move into the speedrunning side of things, they won't say like world record or like second place. For world record, they'll say like BKT, best known time.
Okay.
because somebody else is probably better but just hasn't recorded one.
Yeah. Yeah. It,
So that's kind of how I feel about my time, admittedly, but
mhm.
nobody has ever gone through the motions of sitting down and doing it faster than me. So
Pixar, it didn't happen,
they
right?
can't take that away from me.
It is. It really is Pixar. It didn't happen. That really reminds me of. I think the situation was pretty similar with the Kirby Air Ride community. I want to
Mm,
say back a couple of years ago
yeah.
when you had people really start gunning for more of the like all tracks speed runs and stuff, where you had like this community of ILers that well, specifically for Air Ride, there was a community of a bunch of Japanese ILers who weren't really sharing information with the other speedrunners, and so
Oh, it
there
was
was
just
that
like the
disconnect.
times were there, but the strats weren't
Yeah,
shown or into
exactly.
videos.
Yeah.
Mm.
If you want to learn more about that, there's actually a really cool. I think it's by
Is-
Speed Docs.
Oh yeah, I
Did
saw
the
that. That's
Yep,
really
did the Kirby Air Ride video. It's really neat. Picks are nothing. Um, they're suggesting Q&A with the fan for the fans. Todd Rogers
Oh,
has entered the chat. Oh
can I
no.
turn on the fan? The fan is not plugged in. Legitimately, I did not know that the fan was there until Gooby pointed it out in chat. And I think that that fan has probably been there for a number of weeks.
Uh,
Like honestly, I
just hanging out.
yeah, it's been there forever.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it is. It's still like cold out, so
You know how if you like just stop
plug
interacting
in
with
the
something,
fan.
you forget that it's there sometimes?
Yeah,
Like it's like the opposite of out of sight, out of mind. It's like hidden in plain sight.
yeah.
Is the fan clean? I haven't cleaned it, but it doesn't kick out dust when I turn it on generally, so
There you go.
we could probably plug it in.
Plug it in. I think I have that exact same fan. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's a
It's
good
the
fan.
$20 Walmart one.
Hell yeah. Um. Oh, clever pigeon. Yeah.
Oh
Was
yeah, what's up?
asking that Bastion might not be your favorite game for much longer, and why is that?
Well, if you know me well enough, you could probably guess there is another game that that company, that studio, Supergiant Games, is working on right now. It's still in early access. It is called Hades, and it may be my new favorite game.
It's a really cool game.
Um, I worked on some of the beta stuff. Like before the beta patch would go live, I would work on testing with a smaller group. I can't talk about that stuff because reasons. But my name's in the credits of that game. It means a lot to
Hey.
me. It's a very, very good game. I don't want to like uh sell out the game. I don't want to sell the game too much. I don't want to what's the word? Uh
Oh shoot.
I don't want to shill for them,
Yeah.
but if you think about like if you think about the three other games that Supergiant has made, you take a combat style that is similar to Bastion but almost like Diablo 2. Then you take
Yeah.
an art style that's similar to Transistor but a little bit more Mediterranean
Mm-hmm.
and a little bit more of a metal aesthetic with the music and stuff. Um and then if you take like the cast of characters of Pyre and all of the voice acting and all of the detail done there, all the lore detail like Pyre has. It's got aspects of all three of their previous games, and it's kind of like if Diablo was a roguelike.
Yeah. No, it looks super cool.
Infinitely replayable. Instead of items, you get boons from the gods on Olympus as you try to escape from hell. I actually did a speed run of Hades earlier today. Funny enough.
Oh, you did.
Um, Yep, it's not a category on the leaderboards. I made it up literally yesterday and was just like, I want to try this and see if it's a thing. And I made it a thing today.
What was the
So
category?
the category is all weapons, random seeds,
Okay.
which means complete a run with all 6 of the weapons and
Oh,
don't
yeah.
use a set seed.
Okay. So
And it took
very
me 3
similar.
hours, which was a lot longer than I expected.
Have to start
But I
somewhere.
had pretty bad luck.
That's fair. So that yeah, that's pretty similar then to like a 7 characters run in Binding of Isaac or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool. I've actually been thinking about picking up Hades. It looks like a really, really fun game.
It's a really fun game. The story is incredible. It's got the best story of any roguelike I've ever played.
Huh.
One of the cool things that they did in the game, and I'm not going to go in any more detail other than this, they made player death canon in a way better way than Rogue Legacy did. And that's all I'm going to say.
That's all you need to know. Go check it out. It's definitely worth it. It's a super cool game. Um yeah, so with that, I guess we're sort of going to jump around a little bit.
Sure thing.
So you were talking about watching Pants a lot, and I guess I wanted to segue that a little bit into how you ended up getting involved with Calithon.
Oh, so I started getting involved with Calithon in the sense that like I heard that it existed when Calithon 1 started. I saw that on r/speedrun, and I watched a tiny bit of it on Twitch, and I didn't pay much attention,
Okay.
admittedly. And then Calithon 2 rolled around, and by the time Calithon 2 happened, I had become kind of closer friends with Jeff in 3D and Mr. Shasta, who are like 2 of the people who are in charge of Calithon. And I submitted to Calithon 2 150cc as a 16-track bid war, so people could bid for one of the 3 to run.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting in, and I ran retro tracks there. And then I submitted for Calithon 3, and I got bonus tracks in for 200cc. And that run was kind of a mess, admittedly, and I'm much better. I'm much better now. But Calithon 3 was a great time, and it was really when I like got sold on Calithon being like the best event ever.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Midwest. I shouldn't say that. I
It's
shouldn't say that
fine.
here.
Calithon is cool.
Calithon is
We
super,
love
super
Calithon
good.
here. Don't
Um,
worry.
I ended up doing bonus tracks at Calithon 3. I had just like the best experience there ever. And then for Calithon 4, I went as a volunteer to do audio work, and also because I wanted to support the marathon, and it was just a really cool time. And a lot of things happened at that time, and I don't want to get into too many details, but the long story short is that Calithon 4 happened. It's the reason why Zeke and I are dating. The cyclone that hit Denver, Colorado is responsible for our relationship. And I'm kind of partially staffed because I'm dating Zeke. But I also did a shit ton of audio work at Calithon 4, and I'd like to hope that that's one of the reasons why I'm there.
I'm sure it
mostly
is.
to keep everything running smoothly in future live events for audio at Calithon.
Nice.
So I'm staffed now.
Nice. That's awesome. No, Calithon is super cool. I love giving support to a bunch of other speedrun events that happen. I know Calithon is one of the bigger regional events.
Yeah, and North Dakota Calithon staff, no worries.
Yeah, that always struck me as interesting, so I wanted to sort of know the story behind that.
The story behind that is that I took one of them away, so they had to bring me in some way.
I suppose. That's awesome.
I don't know what else to say. I feel like Zeke could say it in so many better ways. He's much better at saying this sort of stuff than I am.
You might have to find out some other time.
Hey, you're not supposed to announce that yet, are you?
Shh. Don't worry about it. We've got like 15 minutes until I'll formally announce it. It's fine.
Okay. No worries.
um,
Sorry.
with that, monk ass. With that said,
I hope no one saw
um,
that.
oh god,
Can we ban that guy? Thanks.
beat me to it. Um, I I guess going forward, you mentioned a little bit about the possibility of getting into Mario Galaxy speedrunning.
Yeah.
Where could you talk about that a little bit more, or maybe are there any other games that you're thinking about getting into as well?
Sure. So I have wanted to run Galaxy for the last 5 years, and I have just Mario Kart, and that has been my problem. And I still, so it
Mm-hmm.
is still a problem. But admittedly, I have a fair bit more free time right now. So um, I am putting a little bit of time every once in a while into learning the speedrun. I'm like 30% of the way through learning Galaxy at the moment. And yeah, I don't know. It's been a fun time so far. I've really been enjoying it. It's a lot easier on my wrists than Mario Kart is. Mario Kart has always been pretty bad on my wrists. I have
Mm-hmm.
carpal tunnel from playing the violin in high school, and tendonitis and all that
Mm-hmm.
jazz. And my wrists are the wrists of someone who's twice my age or worse. So it is what it is. But Galaxy is a lot easier on my wrists, so that helps.
Yeah, it's nice to
Aside
supplement.
from that game, I mean, I want to learn the run for Galaxy. I want to learn the run for Galaxy 2, and I also want to learn Super Mario 3D World at some point. But I'm much less like firm on that one. After watching the run a couple of times, it looks like it would probably also hurt my wrists a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe not 3D World, but Galaxy 1 and 2 are really, really good games. Galaxy 1 is my favorite Mario game.
Yeah.
So that would probably be the one that I would want to
Okay.
be the best at of those games.
Yeah.
As far as older games, it's not as much. I don't know. I don't gravitate towards the retro titles.
Okay. Just because you haven't played them as much, or
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
know. I played a lot of games when I was younger, but the games that I'm interested in speedrunning are definitely all just newer games. A lot of
Okay.
HD titles.
Yeah. Interesting. That's cool. What are the categories that you're most interested in looking into in Galaxy One?
For Galaxy 1, probably any percent Mario and any percent Luigi.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
just
fair.
just sticking to any percent. I technically I have done a 120 star Mario run.
Ooh.
I did that at when I was still living in my parents' house. After having been awake for 13 hours, which is like a pretty normal amount of hours. Um, I decided that I was going to go to the gas station, buy a 4 pack of Red Bull, and do a 120 star speed run. And it took me 13 hours.
Oh my
So I was up for
god.
26 hours. I broke down in tears in Freeze Flame Galaxy. That VOD does not exist anymore.
Oh no.
Um, no, it was a great time. I had a blast.
That
It did take me
oh,
13 hours to do
that's such
120
a
star though.
that's such a grind. Ah. That melts my brain just thinking about trying to do a speed run for that long.
I was extremely sleep deprived. I had never done it before. I hadn't. I don't. It had been like since the game came out that I had like gotten all 120 before. I had not played it prior. Recently, I had the splits of the record just blank, so I had their route, and I was just like, oh, okay, I'll do that one, and then I'll do that one, and then I'll do that one, and I just followed that. And luckily, there were like two people who knew Galaxy that helped me out a couple of times. Uh, but yeah, that was a nightmare. That was like
Wow.
4 years ago.
Um yeah. That's
Hmm.
I can't even
I'm
imagine.
actually taking the time to learn it now, so hopefully my first time at in
I
any percent Mario isn't complete garbage.
It shouldn't be. You're definitely the type of person that would put in the time to get a good run in.
I hope so.
Um,
I'm running on the slowest version, English Wii disc.
about how much slower is that than
The
I
fastest
guess
is
like
um the Wii U JP version, and it's like a minute and a half or something like that.
okay.
Yeah.
So I guess in the grand scheme of things, that's not a lot for that game.
No, but it's noticeable.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I guess that's definitely something to look for in the future is to
Hmm.
get the fastest version.
Oh,
Uh,
actually, I know Helix isn't here. Or actually, no, it's not. Never mind. Forget I said Helix because it's not a monkey ball thing at all. It's not monkey ball in the slightest.
oh
Can I
no.
can I share something
Yeah, do it.
over there? I'm gonna share my favorite like video game collectible thing that I have.
Yes, do it. I got it. I want to see this. I love the pesto emotes. Thank you. Gooby, thank you, Big Law. It is the
So,
besto.
despite not having a Japanese GameCube or Wii, I have Japanese copies of Mario Party 5,
Oh my god.
of Mario Party 6 without the case, admittedly,
But hey, that's
and Mario Party
still a
7.
disc. That's insane.
And actually, one sec again, because there's another thing that I need to show.
I love this. This is the first show and tell that we've had on the show. This is
The
awesome.
GameCube discs have like a holographic thing on them,
Yeah.
right? And the Japanese holographic thing for Mario Party 7 is different than the English one.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
How so?
So the NTSC Mario Party 7 is the box art,
Okay, yeah.
but for the JP copy, it's super cool. Look at this.
Oh my gosh. Why do the Japanese games always have so much cooler like artwork and stuff? I hate to see it. God. Those discs are amazing. Do you have a Japanese Wii or GameCube to play them on?
Nope.
Oh, that's a rip.
Actually, I think Zeke has a Japanese Wii, but I haven't taken the
Okay.
time. I do need to see if the text boxes are so much faster that it's optimal.
Or
Because easy solo all boards world record.
there you go.
Kidding. I'm kidding. Mario Party speedruns are hell. I also do
Yeah. Yeah, you also do those runs. I can't
Mario
believe it.
Party is like the one place that I just let the RNG just go. Because I have no RNG in Mario Kart because I don't run with items. So I need that.
True.
I need that.
That RNG fix.
I need everyone has to have their outlet, right?
I guess. And Mario Party is yours. So how much do those games cost? The
I
Japanese
actually I don't
discs.
know.
That's got to be at least a couple dollars, right?
The Mario Party 7 runs for around 40 bucks, 30 bucks.
Okay.
Mario Party 6 runs for $6, $10.
That can't be right.
Mm, 4 and 6 together for 24 bucks.
Ooh, there you
Looks like the
go.
English versions are the more expensive ones, actually.
Really? Really?
I
That's
guess
interesting.
they're probably just more popular in the States.
Okay, that's fair.
Mario
Um,
Party 6 copy in English is like $80.
wow. Wow. I suppose you sort of see the same thing with like copies of Melee. these
Yeah.
days. Games like that.
Uh, JP Mario Party 5, $35. Yeah, but then English Mario Party 5 is going for 100.
Okay. Jeez.
That's wild.
I guess maybe because of the speedrunning scene for
It could be
for
that
it isn't
causing a
putting
shortage.
yeah, isn't putting too much of a demand on it. Because I've seen, well, a good friend of mine from high school used to run Luigi's Mansion and
Oh, sure,
ended up getting a Japanese copy of that game. And
sure.
this was back in like 2014 or 2015. He bought it, and it was still like $70 for the
Dang.
Japanese copy of the game.
I have an English copy of Luigi's Mansion somewhere.
That's awesome. I have oh, actually I should double check. I was about to say I think I had a 1.0 Twilight Princess for GameCube, but now I don't know if that's correct. I'm probably wrong on that.
I played Twilight Princess for Wii.
Oof. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Hey, it's fine.
I actually never finished it. I made it to Hyrule Castle, and there was a puzzle. There's a puzzle that you do with the Gale Boomerang, and for whatever reason, I couldn't get it to target on one of them, so I couldn't complete it.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
I know exactly what you're talking
So
about.
for whatever, yeah, the Wiimote is just terrible.
It is.
So I couldn't complete that when I was like 9 or whatever. So I just quit. Um, it is not the only Zelda game that I have quit in the last area.
Oh no, what else?
Wind Waker.
Wind Waker. Okay.
Yep, Puppet Ganon.
Oof. I
It's
mean,
not
that's
even
fair.
hard. It's not crazy hard, but yeah, I just never took the time to beat it. I think I still have the save data on my Wii U at my parents' house.
Maybe someday you'll have to go back and finish it. I don't blame you
Maybe.
at all, though. Just don't let Torp hear you say that you'd never finish Twilight Princess.
I think I've told him.
Oh. Make the poor boy cry somewhere off in the distance.
If I beat it, I'll beat it on Wii just to spite him.
Yeah, yeah, do that.
You can clip that and send that to him, by the way.
Will do. It's showing up in the Discord later tonight.
Oh no.
Things I'm proud of. Anyway, moving on. I guess to wrap up, I was curious about other hobbies that you have as well. I know you make music a lot. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. As far as other hobbies, I do make music. I make ambient, atmospheric electronic music under the name Castle with an X instead of an A. You can find that on SoundCloud slash IM underscore CXSTLE.
It's good stuff.
Pesto is super good. Basil is super good. I have a friend whose Twitch username for a long time was Cooking with Basil, and
Cooking with
it
basil.
could have been Newt. It could have been Newt.
It could have been.
I don't know if
Maybe.
they're still on Twitch much. Don't look them up. Don't dox. Aside from music, I haven't actually been doing a ton with music recently. I do a lot of cooking.
Mhm.
I've kind of been doing like 80/20 cooking and ordering food recently. But recently I made a red beans and rice. I usually just like a lot of the time I'll make Kraft mac and cheese and then I'll just add a shit ton of stuff to it.
Oh yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Um, I plan on making a baked ziti pretty soon. That's going to be really tasty. Stuffed bell peppers. My Twitter feed's going to be full of food. I just went on a grocery
Yes.
store run and I'm going to take advantage of that.
Yes. I love looking at your cooking or just cooking
I
in
also
general.
I also do a little bit of gardening. I used to do more. Um, I've got a pothos plant up here trying to survive with
Yeah,
limited
how are your
sunlight.
plants doing?
I've only got 2 at the moment.
Okay.
Maggie is oh god, everything's fine. Don't worry. Maggie is I call her my depression plant. She exists because I bought her when I was in a funk and I needed to feel better. And she succeeded in making me feel better.
Aw.
So this is Maggie. I hope that she's in frame.
Yes. It.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that looked good.
Wonderful. And then the one that fell is my other plant at the moment. I do this thing called propagation. If you know succulents or fat plants, um, succulents can grow roots off of their leaves because their leaves retain so much moisture that they can stay alive for a little bit. And so I have one chunky leaf who I have named Babs. And
Babs.
Babs has one lone root at the moment. Soon we'll have more. Brand new. I went to the Home Depot to grab some hooks that I can hang pots on or pans
Okay.
on.
Yeah.
And I stopped by the succulent section and the leaf had already fallen off, I promise. And yeah, so in a little bit, the roots will be a little bit bigger. I'll be able to plant it in a little bit of dirt and a new plant will come out of this leaf.
They take forever though, don't they?
Yeah, a couple
To
of
sort of
months.
get going. Wow. Babs for Speedfest 2020.
Yeah,
Gardening
plants fine.
is awesome.
Succulents are hardy.
That's true, they are. My I have a cousin of mine that randomly got into growing succulents a while ago and it's amazing. I love it.
I had a whole propagation station set up with a ton of leaves and growing a ton of little roots last summer. But in my old apartment, we had really inconsistent heating and no direct sunlight, and so they all died.
Mhm.
So, new apartment, new plants in the summer, and yeah, it'll be great.
That's awesome. You love it. Yeah, Gooby gardening is a lot of fun. I have what am I growing right now? I still have a couple tree seedlings that I've
Oh, there you go.
been growing over the winter. Like one red maple and one spruce. They're doing just
My
fine.
dad is trying to grow a lemon tree and a lime tree.
Interesting.
Yeah, he
Indoors, I
took
take
some
it, or
indoors.
yeah.
Indoors. He took a couple seeds and like pressed them in between damp paper towels and just like had them chill forever, and then eventually they started growing roots. And
Huh,
yeah, he's got
that's
little
awesome.
baby lemon and lime trees.
That's awesome. Trees are awesome. They are a pain though. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, with gardening stuff, I did my grandma gave me a bunch of sugar maple seeds from like
Mm.
this beautiful maple tree that she has in her front yard. And I've been trying to plant those seeds. You had for maples, you have to like stick them in the fridge for like 3 or 4 months to sort of like simulate winter because I guess they need that cold to end up germinating.
Oh, sorry.
But in this part of the country, localized entirely within your dad's kitchen.
Yes.
May we see it?
No.
Citrus stonks. You gotta pay the citrus tax.
Speaking of trees, it's not an actual tree, but the one succulent that hurt to lose the most when they all died in the fall/winter was my jade tree.
Oh,
Technically,
oh,
it's another succulent, but it had bark. I mean, that counts. It's a tree.
yeah, it's a tree.
That's all you need. That's all you really need. If you have bark, you're a tree.
Oh, dang. Are you gonna try to grow another one, or?
I am probably gonna buy one that's already got a little bit going on
Okay,
and just see what happens from there.
okay, awesome. I could talk about gardening for forever, but
You should have another podcast where you just talk about all of your plants and all of your
yes.
projects.
I have a lot going on. I have a lot of basil growing, so don't worry, that'll be making a return this summer. Made a bunch of homemade pesto this past summer, and it was awesome. It was so good. Definitely worth it.
Where's the FFC emote? There it is.
Right there.
Oh, you've got all of my FFZ emotes up here.
Yep. Where is it? That's what I wanted.
Oh.
Well,
Oh.
with that, that pretty much wraps up everything that I wanted to talk about. While I get stuff going, if anybody in chat has some last minute questions, shout them out now.
Yeah. Live Q&A.
Because it is tradition around here that the guest chooses the channel that we raid, and we usually pick from a bunch of Midwest Speedfest runners that may be streaming at the moment.
Sure thing.
Let's see. All right. So we did the pesto question. Yep. What do you think about Mario Kart DS?
Mario Kart DS. I don't know much about the speedrun, so I'm going to just not say anything about that. But it is the perfect school bus game. That game is incredible. The biggest reason why it's incredible is that if one person has it, 7 other people can also play it. And that is just a blessing when you're on a school bus and your parents never bought you Mario Kart DS.
There were so many awesome school bus games on the DS.
Many an orchestra trip in high school was spent playing Mario Kart DS with the cello section, even though I played violin.
So good.
All my friends were cellos.
Cello is cooler.
That's an album name right there.
All my friends were cellos. I love it. PictoChat is the real shit. It truly
okay, you have to
is.
remember Firestorm. I'm talking about school bus when I'm in high school.
Okay, yeah, so
I'm not that young.
I'll start shouting out some streamers and some games that they're playing. Starting with hold on just a second. I believe just double checking one more thing. No, that's right. Okay. So, starting with... Whoa, geez, where was I? Sweener Dog is doing 100% Diddy Kong Racing runs. We've got Time Muffin playing Chex Quest.
Oh.
Velociraptor doing his Shiny Den stuff. Silo Simon playing Paws and Claws Pet School. God, these games right now. Yondu is playing Breath of the Wild. Dean Machine is doing some Twilight Princess any percent runs, sorta. Bungie is playing some Animal Crossing.
Let's go all the way back to the top of the list and go towards Sweeney.
Sweeney? Yes. That's a good choice. It's always a good choice. God, I hate going through the list because there's just so many people streaming right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Don't forget to announce who's doing the next one.
I'm getting there. Don't worry.
Sorry.
I've got all this written down. So, yeah. Thank you, Amber, for coming and do this. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And a couple announcements. May 1st through 3rd will be Mid-Spring Speed Fling. If you haven't seen the schedule yet, it's crazy. It's like absolutely insane. It's going to be an awesome time. We're raising money for the OI Foundation, which does research into osteogenesis imperfecta. Other than that, join me next week for another episode of the Runner Spotlight, this time featuring Sikinar.
Get over here.
Little sneak peek.
He's eating wheat thins, but
got a mouthful of wheat thins.
There he is. There's that boy.
The fan may or may not be on.
The fan.
The fan is
Will it be
not
plugged
on.
in at least?
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see. All right. So, yeah, with that, thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week.